why do I postpone something that I actually would love to do, or which I decided upon, which would be good for myself? Yeah. So then we easily come in the, I'm sabotaging the good. I'm having blockages on receiving, or I don't love myself enough, or I don't deserve something good for myself, and I punish myself, and all these kind of ideas that we might have about it. And we might also have such kind of beliefs which might in one way or another justify that assumption that you do that because you don't love yourself enough. But perhaps now I would love to share with you why it is actually still an act of love. Let us take now the example of postponing, because it is a topic of tonight. So when we are really postponing things, what we actually love to do, in the NEWEX, we always ask ourselves, what what is actually visible? What is the trait now really when we let go all the labels and all kind of judgment about it and all the pains it might have caused or still causes? Yeah. But what kind of behavior is visible as well in the self-protective way, as well also in the constructive way, how it could work? And at this moment, you might not even see how it can be constructive, because postponing is always bad. Lack of trust is always bad. Being shy is always bad. We have a certain kind of idea about traits, which also makes that they always feel not welcome, not really said yes to. And for that purpose also, they stay stuck. And we can say, like, yeah, you need to love yourself also with this kind of traits, and to accept yourself as you are, which is true. It is a start. Yeah. But when you are part of a family, and I also like to call that, our inner family, it is not just enough to be accepted in a family. Yeah, you're disturbed, don't like you very much, but okay, you're here, so you're part of the family. That does not make you feel good. So you want to be seen in your qualities. You want to see in what you really can contribute. And this I want to share now with the trait of postponing. Postponing, basically, when we undress it fully and we purely look at that behavior, what is, then there is an impulse. And in this case, you made a decision by yourself because it is something that you seemingly want. Yeah. And then there is a gap between doing it. And the gap might be also that long that you perhaps never do it. Yeah, that can also be. But there is a gap in between the impulse of doing it. There was a decision in one way or another made. Yeah. And then there is a gap between the doing it. And this gap is something that is of great value when we make decisions anyhow. Yeah. When we do it without the fear, perhaps the fear of rejection, or the fear of that you're already overloaded and now you also have to eat healthy, and this is the only thing you anyhow have as a good thing on a day. So please let me just have that nice food now, or the chips, or just some peace. Let me have that beer or this glass of wine, and then we are off again. Yeah. So this is kind of postponing the good thing to the next, to later, yeah, getting distracted by other things, and we don't do it. But when we don't want to protect ourselves, or we try to get certain needs fulfilled by the choices we make, in this case postponing, then there is this gap. And this gap can be of high value, because it means we are not just jumping into actions. We are actually really in contact with us. Is that what I decide also really a fit to me? What is my motivation of wanting that? Yeah. Or when you see yourself postponing things, you're not just coming into action, even though you would like to, then the postponing is even of high value, to see, like, okay, what is actually happening? Is it really the way as I do it? Is it really what I want? Or is it just something in my head that I think this is how it should be? Yeah. And what choices do I make? And what is the need that this aspect tries to fulfill? So these are all important questions one could ask himself in this gap. Yeah, that is existing here, to have a kind of investigation about it. And when you're a postponer, more like you kind of revolt a little bit against authorities, and it's not really that you say, like, okay, yes, I wanted that because I wanted the job, but this bossy type, and then I always kind of postpone things, you know. Then also there, sometimes there are rituals we are just doing, yeah, because they are expected. And then we don't question ourselves really, why is it that I'm doing that? And what is it, what I really want? Yeah. And is it really something that I want? Is it really an act of love for myself when I want it? Or is it more that I put another layer on expectation on myself, like that I should also be healthy, that I should be doing sports, that I should do this study, that I should do this, and I don't know what all, yeah, that we are sometimes putting on ourselves. Yeah, so what is the real reason behind it? Yeah, and because basically, yeah, and that is a conviction in the NEWEX, yeah, there is only one motivation for everything that happens to us, and that is actually truly love. Yeah? But the love that when we are busy with need fulfillment is very often certain lacks that we have experienced or certain fears that we have, yeah, that are based on old movies in our head from the past. And that is something that we might not want to react really upon. So we might want to create that safe environment so that this aspect also can become a constructive part for us and can really work for us. And it wants that. And when you once lose your resistance towards the traits that you are having that at this moment don't work for you, yeah, then you also change how you feel about yourself, and you are more looking at yourself as kind of a team, you know, a team that is living inside of you, and you are kind of the manager of that team, or you know, or in a family, yeah, and you are the surrounding energy, the parents, or you know, grandparents that are holding the energy for that family. And the energy that we want to hold should be a nourishing one, space giving, because development is not something that we have to push. So development is organic. It happens. We don't need to tell any child to grow up, any tree to grow. When the environment is conducive, it does do that by itself. And all those traits are basically seeds that are inside of us, planted most likely out of avoidances, not all of them, but many of them out of avoidances, but they have formed us, and they are very valuable aspects inside of us. And when you're a holder of being a postponer, yeah, then just see, investigate for yourself, you know, what is the reason? Yeah, because it's never that you want to punish yourself, or that you have really that you don't deserve and stuff like that. We might hold those beliefs. Yeah, these thoughts might be something that comes into your mind. Yeah, but this is not the reason why you're doing what you're doing. There is always the intention of self-protection or certain needs that this aspect believes it needs at this very moment. Yeah, that is the reason why you're acting like that. So basically, it's still about love. So when you're a postponer, first of all, yeah, make contact with your postponer inside of you and investigate, what is it that I'm postponing? Why this gap? Yeah, why am I not just jumping into action? So it is not the alignment that you might think, I'm not deserving, I'm not good enough, and I'm you know, I'm self-punishment, and I'm self-destructive, and I'm not a receiver, and I don't know what all we might believe about that. Yeah, it is really an aspect that is working for you, or at least it thinks it works for you, by protecting you from harm and trying to get certain needs fulfilled. Yeah, that you are, because of certain very often blind following things, yeah, motivated by ideas perhaps, but not thoroughly investigated. Is it really what I want? Is this sport really what I want? Is this really a fit to me? What else could I do? Yeah, what could be healthy to me? Yeah, and to do this more in conjunction. Yeah, so when there's no energy left over for going to sports or for doing anything on that level for yourself, as you perhaps would like to do it. Yeah, and there can be other things also. You might want to go into business endeavors, and you don't make that step. Yeah, so that could also be something that you are postponing, yeah, because you fear to fail. Yeah, and when you see this beautiful intention actually of that aspect, and you can assure it, yeah, that you value, that you will be careful about it, you know, and that you will make good investigations on what to go into it. Yeah, when you when you don't go as being that aspect or becoming the voice of, perhaps your life inner parent of those inner movies, that you are making yourself down, but you are really becoming the observing presence for yourself, which is something also that I'm teaching in the app that I developed, and where you all the time getting in contact with aspects of yourself, and instead of wanting them to, throwing away the baby with the bathing water, yeah, you see the value in it, and you see how beautiful they actually can work for you and what they can do for you, and to question oneself the true motivation behind it, and if we are perhaps just putting another layer of expectation on ourselves instead of doing really something good for ourselves, and to making choices that are perhaps a little bit broader than just to say I must eat healthy. Yeah, so eating healthy is a response also on happiness. Yeah, so looking just one step deeper. So the postponing, when you see like, hey, I'm not doing that, just to take that gap in between and investigate a little bit. And when you find that interesting and you would like to know more about it, where we have organic development, to develop the observing presence, to be there more for yourself, looking at yourself as an inner family or as a team, yeah, that you are there for creating a safe environment for natural development. And I promise you, you will be so amazed how those aspects can really work for you, because especially the postponer is someone who can always bring you like, is it really that what you want? What is really important? It really cares for your nourishment, for true enrichment and joy. And it is not there in order to punish you or to make you feel bad about yourself, even though you might feel when you don't understand the postponer well in your life. Thank you for listening, and let's go now into the breakout rooms.